January. Hope you're all doing okay. How you doing? Sorry, I'm just checking some messages coming in, stuff like that. Hope the microphone and the sound is all okay. Hey Gary, hey George, great to have you here. It has been a pretty good morning so far. What I love about Monday mornings is if I have planned it correctly. Hey Mia, if I've planned it right, and I don't always plan it right, by the way. I don't always get it right. I drop my son off at school, Raheem, get to my desk, and then I record three videos, not four, three videos, get them edited. Just got to do the cover art and upload, which I can do later on tonight. But that means that like three videos that I was planning to release this week, they're done, right? They're done in a way. So that's great. That's great for me. You know, it means that I can focus on lots of other stuff. Obviously, we got our bumper super course that I'm still building out. I still think that's going to take a good five-ish weeks to fully sort out, complete. So I've got to do that. We had by the way, hey to Mia, Charlie, Emmanuel, George. I've already said hi to Gary as well. And everyone, hey Raptor X, great to have you all here. Thank you. Great to have you. Always love it when you guys are here. So we had a new client who agreed to, well, what we're going to do. And we did a consultation, not a consultation, an assessment for them on their back end and their front end, but only the homepage. And I charged them for about 4.5 hours work there. And I said to them, what they said though was that they paid for it, they've got the report and they're reviewing it now, and then they're going to go back to their web team to make the recommendations and the changes I've said they need to do. What they said though was, why didn't I do all of the website? So why have I only charged them for the back end and the homepage so far? And the reason being is, what I've said to them is, I'm protecting you. You're only paying this amount for the 4.5 hours work for the homepage and the back end, and I've written them a report, what I found, what they need to do, what they need to change, what they need to talk to their web team about, etc., screenshots and stuff like that. And what I've said to them is, if I had done all 15 pages, right, you might have got a really big report. You're paying a bigger sum of money now because that would have taken far longer. And what if you didn't like it? You're better off getting a chunk now, and then you decide if we work together. And I said to them, you got to think about it. It's the same with when you kind of like, which is why we say when you work with clients, you get a deposit, and then you do the collation, the discovery, all of that, and you create the homepage. Then if they're happy to pay you to finish the website or whatever, then there might be another payment or the final payment or however it works. Because it doesn't make sense for you to hire someone to do something because you don't fully know what you're going to get from them, do you? So anyway, they were a bit like, aren't you going to do the other pages? And I went, why don't you just review what you got now? Review it. If you like it and you want us to do more now to do the other pages, we'll do it. But it makes no logical sense for us to now charge you 4 times what we've already charged you. And then you get it and you go, oh, we were expecting more or whatever. So let's get a good understanding. Also, we don't even know if your web team are going to understand. Let me give you some insight. This company, their website is built by a team, a digital team that have over 40 staff in the UK. They're all UK staff, right? Their website had no optimization at all. Zilch. I mean, absolutely zilch. It didn't even have the elemental experiments for what was it? DOM, the DOM one. It didn't even have that. Zilch. It did have custom font, but they weren't done properly, in my opinion. Okay, and I made clear that. Zilch. Right? So I've said to them, I've given you a long list of things you need to do, and I've explained how you do it. Your web team might not even understand. So let's first check, can they improve the back end, your plugins, your settings, your optimization tools? Da 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 da. Can they do the changes to the home pages I've also recommended? Up to you if you want to do them or not. It's subjective. And if that works okay, then we can go a step further and do more. Because if you were the company on the other side, wouldn't you want to make sure you know what you're getting as well? By the way, don't forget to hit like if you've not hit like already. Shivam says, have I added React.js file to WordPress? No, I don't think I have. If I have, it might have been via a plugin, but I've not manually done that, no. Razu, great to have you here. I think we are very pumped up for the week. I'm feeling really, I really want to get a lot of stuff done this week. Like, I really want to get a good chunk of the Super Bumper course done this week. Actually, when I say a super chunk, I only mean enough for what I want to get this done this week, to be honest. And also start planning out for February. I like to plan out my week. I like to get done day-to-day things. I don't like things to overhang or slip, but I also like to plan for the month. So what am I aiming for Feb? Not just in terms of income, but in terms of collaboration or things like that as well, networking or clients as well. You know, 2 clients that I really want them to close now so we can start the project. Hopefully beginning of Feb. Justin, what's up? I have a problem with the off-canvas pop-up menu. The close button doesn't seem to work. Is this in Bricks or Elementor, Justin? Hey, Simon. Nice one, Raptor. Excellent. Great to see your website go live. Hey, Dave. Always great to have you. Well, George, you know what's really interesting, George? Here's what's really interesting, right? This digital team are quite well known as well in the UK, all right? And they do loads of stuff. But I am really surprised because this company that's using them are a big company. So I know they've got money, number one, right? They've got money. They've employed another big company to be their web team. And the fact that this company has built them a website with over 30 plugins, and it's not even a WooCommerce. Let me tell you now, when a website has more than 10 plugins, and you are not a WooCommerce website, or an appointment booking website, or a rental website, I start to question what are all those for. And sometimes you could go from 10 to 15 because you might have some special blogging stuff in there. You might have some marketing stuff in there. But they've got stuff in there and I sit there going, why? You got Elemental Pro. You got exclusive add-ons. They even had premium add-ons and there was a third one. I can't remember what it was, but they had 3 extra add-ons. One of the add-ons, hey Nicholas, by the way, one of the add-ons was for Mega Menu. And I said to them, why don't you watch my video? You can create everything you've just done and you can ditch that plugin. That's one plugin off. Boom. Gone. Did you really need it? You know, you might lose 2 hours of your life. Maybe 3 or 4 because they had quite a lot of links in there. 4 hours max, right? Put in the hard work and ditch the plugin. Because you're only using it for Mega Menu. It's not worth it, in my opinion. So when you start to hit 10 or 15, then I really start to go, why have you got that? What was the basis of that? Why did you really need it? But anyway, they've used a company, digital company, but 0 optimization. They didn't even use the Elemental experiment for DOM improvement. And I sort of go, you know, like, what's going on here? They haven't even got a purge, right? And then I start to question, have they ever regenerated the CSS even? What I did do, though, hi, Gene, hope you're all right. And by the way, Justin, I'll get back to you in a moment. Then I just start to question, like, oh, sorry, what I meant was I also made clear that as part of my assessment, I will not do any of them. I will tell you what I think you need to do. At the very top of the report, I made that clear. You need to now make a backup before you do anything I say, so that if there is an issue, you can roll back, okay? but you have to go through these steps, and you now have to go through the painful process. You've got a website that's got 15 pages. You have another version of that for French, Italian. What was it? French, Italian, and there was another one. I don't think it was German. It might have been German. French, Italian, German, right? Spanish as well, right? You got all these versions. You now have to go through all the legwork. And I made clear to them, if you want me to do the recommendations, the cost goes up a notch, okay? Because you've employed a team. Go and get your web team to do the hard work for you. It's what you're paying them for, right? Now, back to Justin. Now, when you say the close button doesn't work, is this the close button that came as part of the pop-up, or is this a separate button? Is this as part as that? Because if it is, can you ensure that you've got no optimization plugins that are combining or aggregating JavaScript? If you've got any plugins that are optimizing or any settings that are aggregating or combining JavaScript, can you please disable that and then check again? Check that again. In fact, look, George, do you know what? George, you were going to where I was going to go next. What you want to do, what George is basically saying is you want to open your pop-up, right, have it open, right-click, okay, and inspect in Google Chrome. And what you want to look for on the right-hand side, at the bottom, you'll see the red warnings, and you might get a JS issue. But my recommendation is double check you haven't got any aggregating or combining JS enabled. What's it like in Bogota, Colombia, Nicholas? Nicholas? Is it Nicholas? Hey, Ali, hope you're okay. Well, you know what, Pez? I mean, I would. Hey, Martin, by the way. Hey, Sinan. I mean, it's not for me to tell them who to work with. So I made sure the report was very professional. So I'm not making any digs. All I'm saying is, if you use this process, you can ditch this. If you do X, you can do that. If you do BERT, you can do that. You know? So I'm basically giving them almost like a hit list of what I think they need to do. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Artif. Hey, great to have you both here. Dave, so Dave had a website where they had lots of custom CSS. Yeah, you know, and that's when it gets messy, doesn't it, Dave? Sorry, I've got a phone call. Can I just take this phone call for a moment? I'm just going to put you all on silent. Hey, so basically that's it's to do with home stuff, right? And I cancelled my contract with this company, but they still keep calling me, and I'm like, why'd you keep calling me? You know, I've cancelled with you. Stop calling me. I don't want to use your services anymore. Right, so Justin, you say you're getting a type right. So Justin, here's my tip, right? Can you disable any optimization plugins you've got? And can you also ensure that also disable some of the elemental experiments as well? So the elemental experiments and also any optimization plugins. Regenerate your CSS, purge your site and all of that, and then go in and check again. Go and check again after that. So Video Boy, best alternative for GIFs. Lottie's, I think, Video Boy. Lottie's usually, I would say. Hey, if it was NASA calling me about Uranus, that'd be quite cool. Blake, have you ever tried cold calling when you were starting out? No, Blake, I would strongly say don't bother. Because look, Blake, you're in the UK, right? You're in the UK like me. How do you feel? Exactly what George is saying there, by the way. I'm jumping conversations here. So, Justin, make sure you haven't got any combine or aggregate JS, because I think you've got something going on somewhere. You might have that enabled as either auto-optimize, asset cleanup, WP Rocket, somewhere, something. Can you let me know, by the way, what optimization plugins you do have? Now, back to Blake. You're in the UK. I'm in the UK. How do you feel, right, when you're busy or something and you get a phone call from a company going, hey, do you want a website? Hey, we were looking at your website. Because I think, right, these days we have email. And if they're really, hey, Paul, how you doing? If you really are going to cold call someone, right, you might get a response if you email them. Rather than ringing them up and going, hey, what you up to? Hey, we were looking at your website. It's really shit. Do you want us to modify your website? Blah, 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 blah. I ain't got time for that. You know, cancel, gone. Don't want to talk to them. But if you email them and you you make it personal. Yeah, Justin, which optimization plugins, though? Oh, you don't have any optimization plugins. Okay, so have you got any elemental experiments enabled, Justin? Any elemental experiments? Hey, Artif. I'm okay. Well, I was okay until I think I breathed in some fluff off my gloves. Where were we? Yeah, so if you were to cold email, though, but you then also make it personal, like you say, we were looking at your website, we've noticed XYZ, maybe it's to do with their Google ranking, and you can show them, look, for this keyword, you're on page 5, your homepage, we've noticed some issues, we would love to work with you on that, and here's what we would want to help you out with. Make it real, they might respond. But anyone that calls me up, right, I don't want to know. And I do get emails every day as well from companies and people, and I often block them so I never hear from them again. But like Paul said, they get added to the block list. So you're doing yourself more harm. Because you must remember, right, yeah, I have, can someone please clarify this? Because I have heard that cold calling in America seems to work quite well from what I've heard. But I can tell you now, in the UK, Artif, you're in the UK, what do you think? By the way, in fact, let's not just geographically restrict it to America or the UK. How do any of you feel about if someone cold called you and were going to offer web design services? Forget the fact you're a web designer, okay? Forget that, okay? Pretend you aren't. Pretend you're not a web designer, okay, or SEO or anything. How do any of you feel about a cold call? Not an email. Emails can sometimes work depending on your state of mind and what they say. But when you get a cold call, hey, do you want a website or something? How do you feel? What's your take on it, by the way? So what's your take on it? Paul kind of already told us it's block list. I flipping hate it. But does anyone like it? Please let us know in the comments. Okay, so Justin, you've got default experiments like improved CSS loading. Right, okay, take off the CSS loading. Take that off. Click and block, hate cold. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, it's like right now when I put you all on silent, so I had what was known as a home assist, where basically if your boiler breaks down, and basically I realised I don't need their service. I cancelled the contract with them because it was up for renewal. 6 phone calls. And I've just said to them again, I've cancelled. I've written to you to tell you I'm cancelling. Why do you keep calling? Go away. Go away. Yeah, like Artif says, they all feel very generic. Yeah, 20 yeah, but Charlie, Charlie, I bet you get some really peculiar ones, I bet, about Thailand diving, right? Hey, where are we going to dive? We are web experts. We can build you and make, yeah, we get, when I get that, you know what I find funny is when I get an email and they say, hey, we looked at your website. We think we can help you. We are web designers. And I sometimes I have to admit, right, sometimes, most of the time I delete and don't reply. Sometimes, if I'm in a bad mood that point of time when I read it, I will put the words F off in my reply. Like, I really want them to feel my anger. Yeah, Dave, how do I end this call? Literally just look at the phone. They can't see you. Just look at it and go, and cancel it, right? Martin, WooCommerce question. If a site has 2 products to sell, is it possible after clicking on the if a site has only 2 products, well, do you know something, Martin? You might not even need to use WooCommerce. You could just have like a PayPal buy now button or a Stripe button as well. Elementor has that. You can go to Stripe and PayPal and get the HTML and put your own button in. So depending on how you're fulfilling that, you could get away with not even using WooCommerce for just 2 products. Indonesia, yeah, I mean, look, Ari, you know, he's from Indonesia and don't like it. Yeah, do you know what, Blake? I mean, you do make a good point. If you're down the road and you can easily go and see them, you could get some good success. You could do. But there's a limit as to how much you can do with like down the road, right? Yeah, but Raptor X, yeah. You could email them. You could email them with further details and they can read it in their own time rather than interrupting. Because you don't know how I'm feeling right now. Right now, my warehouse, there's a problem. Deliveries aren't on time. I've got 10 customer complaints. I've got some of my staff are not here. They're late. Things are not happening. And then I get a phone call going, hey, do you want a new website? You know, like basically, right? That actually hurt my knuckles. You know, there's loads of different... Was that my phone just then? I thought I had my phone for a moment. No, but it's like... there's so many different ways, all right? But cold calling is just not... You just can't... You know, people are moving away from that, okay? We have... And let's say you piss off 10 companies out there and they might have wanted a website, but all of a sudden you've pissed them off. They're never going to want to work with you. And the people you have worked with, if you tell them to refer to you and you're going to give them an incentive, well, they're not going to want to work with you or care about your incentive because you pissed them off. So I think Blake makes a good point with local business, but then there comes a point where I would say, like, there comes a point where it kind of becomes a little bit like you can only do so much. Yeah, so Martin is basically saying you want to do a multi-stage checkout, progress bar, blah, blah, blah. You might need to look at a plugin. Have you looked at Shortcut? You might need to look at some other plugins or solutions. You might need to look at some other solutions that work for you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Charlie, they ask you about more than just weed for Thailand, okay? Yeah, George is right about the caching side. I mean, you might want to check out with your server, Justin, about that. Simon, sometimes they contact my client saying there are things that should be improved. The client then calls me to quit. Yeah, do you know what, Simon? That's I've had my clients come to me as well. Oh, we've had a report about the SEO and blah, blah, blah. And I look at them and go, can you not tell that this is a generic email? The email does not specifically go into details. What they're doing is they put your URL. They haven't even said what your keyword is. If they know so much about your website, why have they not referred to your main keyword? They haven't, you know. It's just, you know. Yeah, right. I mean, what you can do, though, and Paul does make a good point, is then what I sometimes say to my... Like, for instance, how many of you have set up Rank Math or any SEO where you were using the Universal Analytics? How many of you did that? Most of us have done that, existing legacy clients. But since last year, there's been the move towards Google Analytics 4, which is not as good as Universal Analytics. So you should be contacting your clients to let them know, hey, we need to now go in and set up Google Analytics 4. We need to integrate that into Rank Math. We need to resubmit that and all of that. There's a bit of income there for you. And if you've got maybe 10 clients, you could charge £120, $160. There's $1,000 for you, right? I'm not saying it's not a scam. It is something you're going to have to do, right? It is something you are going to have to do with Google Analytics 4. Anyone you've got who currently uses Rank Math and they were set up with Universal Analytics and you didn't do the GA4 at the time, you're going to have to go back in and do that. Otherwise, their scores are they're going to get zero analytics come through. When is it? June? Or is it July? It's in 2023, June or July, right? So, start putting the feelers out there to let people know, look, if you don't care about it, don't care about it. But if you're bothered, and for us to do it, we have to do some work. It's not our fault because when we did it at the time, using Universal Analytics was okay, but now times have moved on. So there's your upsell opportunity. Yeah, but okay, now look, Raptor, okay, I've said email, you've gone down FB Messenger. Number one, when someone contacts me on Facebook Messenger with, hey, do you want to use our service? I sort of go, no, because I don't want to use your service. I don't really care about you. If someone emails me, okay, and it is personal to me, I'm running a business and they have said, I've looked at your website, I've looked at your keywords, you are on rank page 10. Your competitors are on page 1, and here's what you need to do. Did you think about your business profile? Did you think about jigging your keywords? Have you even made sure your keywords are fully in? Are you submitting and indexing? We can sort all of this out, and we can work with you on a plan to help you get up there so you are now more competitive. And they talk about maybe they've spotted something on your website that might be putting people off. If they do that, why would the business not kind of go, yeah, do you know what? I have been wondering about my website. But if all you do is say, hey, I'm a web designer, I build websites, we can work on your website for you, and here's what it costs. Get in touch. Get in touch. I'm a bit like, I don't want to touch you. So it's all about, and it's the same thing when you do a proposal. If all you do is say to, look, someone says, hey, I need a website. You go, yeah, okay, yeah, $2,000, $500. They're probably going to go, yeah, okay, it's just a value, innit, quote. But if they make it personalized, humanized, they actually talk about the pain points. What are the pinch points? What is the company trying to achieve? And then you look at them and go, I'm assuming that you had this website set up because you wanted to generate leads, convert, get sales. When I look at the website, I think you're putting people off because of the style, the look. How many times you have to click to get to buying something or even contacting you. So if you talk about the pain points and how you're going to solve them, and then you give them a price or whatever, or let's talk further, that is going to go so much more than a Facebook message, because I get tons and tons of notifications as it is. I get people that contact me on email and phone, whatever, and on here, hey, we can do this. Delete. Do you know how many people send me their CVs on Facebook Messenger? Hi, here's my CV. I want to work with you. I don't reply. I delete. All right? There have been people, I'm going to be really upfront with all of you now. There are people that have joined Web Squadron, the Facebook group. They've joined it. 2 days later, I get a private message from them and they're going, right, we want to work with you. We want to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going to tell you now, I block them. I don't care. I even kick them out of the group if I want. You might call me harsh, but you know what? The group, don't join these live chats. Email me or anything because you think I'm going to give you work. Doesn't work like that, okay? I've got to be really brutally honest. Life does not work like that. You got to carve out your opportunities. Okay. So I'm going to say, Raptor, don't just rely on Facebook Messenger. If you are going to do it, go down the email route, but really humanize. Discuss the pinch points. And you can help yourself out for me. So, yeah, but Raptor, you know when you say you've not gained referrals from your clients, what are you saying to your clients? Tell me exactly what you put to your clients when you ask them to give you a referral. What are you telling them to do? And what's in it for them? What do they get out of it? A pat on the back? What do they get out of it? Do they get to touch your belly button? What do they get out of it? Do they get to go to Uranus, the planet I'm talking about? Oh yeah, Charlie, sorry, I'm late to answering. What GPT is doing, right, when it does that, because it is scanning another URL, it's now pulling out some schema. And I wouldn't worry about that at all, Charlie. Seriously, ignore that little black code bit that comes out, all right? Ignore it. People are not tech savvy. It's much better to contact your local business via phone than email if you're going to... Yeah, I mean, Razu, I would say, yeah, what geographical location are you working in, Razu? Out of interest, what geographical location are you working in? Because I do think, yeah, that in some areas, people don't want to be bothered. What geographical location are you working in, though, when you talk about local businesses? Just so I can get a feeling for the area. So Red Heart, I have found that if you ensure that the images are not deleted from where you're creating your website kit, it should be okay. Because I created a kit, you know, the one we did for our portfolio early January. And I know that when people import that, it comes through fine. Do you know what, Jason? You took the words out of my mouth. You know, right now we've got 33 people currently watching 35 actually. And we've only got 17 likes. Where's the likes, people? Where are the likes? Where are the likes? I want to let you know about something I'm doing, and Paul might take interest in this. So Dave Foy, good old Dave, he's starting today a 3-day fast. He might stretch to 5 days, which I think is a bit dangerous. But he's doing a 3-day fast where he is just drinking water. No food, just water. When I heard about this, I actually started it yesterday. So since yesterday, which was Sunday, and today is now day 2, I've had no food. No food whatsoever. I am cheating a little bit because I'm not having water, but I am having sparkling mineral water with obviously my Pepsi Max soda stream. So it's not all bad. You know, I know it's got some sweeteners in there, but it's not all bad. I mean, I'm normally low sugar anyway, low carbs. But to put into context, okay, since a Saturday night, roughly 9 p.m, I've not had anything to eat. Just that. I've had 5 bottles of that, which is about average for me anyway. I roughly have 4 to 5. This is my 2nd bottle today. Let me tell you now, I am pissing all over the place. I'm like, psh, you know, every half hour. Psh. Yeah, anyway. Right, Michael, what do we think of Wordfence, iTheme? Do you know what? Yeah, all of them are kind of good. Wordfence is good. All-in-one security firewall is good. All of them are kind of good, to be honest, Michael. All of them are pretty good. The thing is, though, Razu, I think, like, I don't like to annoy people because you know what? I don't like to go down that mindset where the worst thing they can do is tell you to F off. I just feel like I am invading that person's time and space. That's how I see it. Because I'll tell you now, and I'm not having a go at you, but if 10 people call me up because they want to hopefully get my business, that means they have no consideration for me. They have no idea what my state of mind is or me. I could be with my son right now. we might have been going off to do something. I could have been dealing with a really problematic situation. I might have a migraine, I might have a really bad day, you know, whatever. And I personally feel, right? Wow, did you really? Yeah, but Chillster, what? With no food for 36 days? With no food? Did you have no food at all? Like nothing? Like no food at all for 36 days? Hey, Mel. It's all about detoxifying the body in a way. Hey, Paul, it's all about detoxifying a little bit. And also, I still want to lose like, I still want to lose roughly 1 kilogram since Christmas. So back to the point I was making with, where were we? With Razu, right? Yeah, but Razu, there's no... Yeah, but again, Razu, to say you got a really cute voice, I mean, that's neither here or there. You know, I mean, the person who just called me that I said to them, look, just get lost, right, was a female. She sounded young, female, don't care. Because I always feel like if people are just picking up the phone and calling, they have no consideration for the other person. And at the end of the day, the person calling does not really care about me. They don't care when they say, hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. They just want a sale. And that's the difference between how I like to approach people. Yes, we all want a sale, but I like to be more considerate. I'm not worried about ChatGPT replacing developers completely. I think you're still going to need that human element and check to be brought in. I'm going to roll back to what Raptor X said because I haven't answered it yet. So Raptor X sent out an offer the other day. He offered them £100 if they refer someone. I gave them a quick reminder of the good service I offered them. Right, but Raptor, were those clients happy with what you did for them? Did they ever give you a good review? Did they give you a good testimonial? Have you ever spoken to them since? Because you got to think about the relationship you have with them and how do they feel about you before you just say, hey, do a referral and you get £100. Hey, Lucas, how are you? Sorry if I'm a bit late to answer your, to say hi to you. Red Hot, any suggestions? Hey, Andrew Downey, how are you? Any suggestions not to have a lot on draft mood boards? Well, to be honest, though, as part of your discovery call, Red Hot, this is when you need to be, finalizing all of that. Logo, branding, color palette, fonts, sizes, images, your sitemap, pages, what's going to go on the page, is the page justified for the content or whatever. So, you know, I would say like, I would revisit it. If you're feeling that when you get to the building stage, you're not fully satisfied, I would question then, are you asking the right question? Or are they not giving you the right answer? And where is the grey area? Video point, is Shortcut stable enough? Look, I haven't really used Shortcut that much. I did do a consultation with someone about a month ago. No, not a month ago. Yeah, it was a month ago, actually. It would have been a month ago. And they were using Shortcut, and then they decided not to use it because they felt that they weren't getting answers to some of the questions they had. So is it stable enough? I can't comment on that. I don't use it. But I would say you need to check with the Shortcut team. They have a forum. They got a Facebook forum community. Go and check there. Hey, love your life. Hope you're okay. Razu, no, I'm joking, but if you put your business phone number on your Google Place and you have no website, what? Yeah, but Razu, again, I think what you're doing, look, if I'm honest, yeah, okay, what you're doing is what a lot of lead generating software do. They scan the internet or these directories. They find someone who's got no website listed, and then they give you that as a lead. Yes, you could contact them via email or something, because they might have an email there, but just because they've put a phone number and they haven't got a website, again, you don't know their circumstances or what they're trying to do. And I just feel like you're going to spend all your time just looking. All you're going to do is just keep scanning for potential work and contacting people. What's your success rate, Razu, then? So rather than going into like who's right or wrong, because it is all very subjective, what's your success rate? What's your success rate? So out of all the 100 phone calls you make, how many of them actually jump for it? And you might have a really high success rate, but I strongly don't think it's a great way to do things. Yes, so Raptor. Okay, so look, let me just quickly go back into Raptor. Okay, when you build a cheap website for a cheap client, right? They probably ain't gonna know anyone else. Again, I am really being generalistic here, but I'm gonna tell you now from experience. Okay, throughout my life, okay, people who want to do things really dirt cheap don't often go out their way to help any other business. Even when you say there's £100 in it for you, they don't really care. Anything that takes effort, they don't want to put in the effort, basically. So cheap work, cheap job, that's all they want. Very generalistic, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. All right. When you start to work with more established businesses or higher paying clients, they might have more of a network where they don't mind helping out. Hey, you did such a great job for me. I want to return the favor. There's a little bit of a, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. There's a bit of that. But when you have people that go, hey, I just want this done for me, they're not going to go out there and help you out because they ain't got time. They ain't got time for it. Unless you pay them in advance, they're not going to do it for you. You're going to pay me £100 if I get you a referral. How about you pay me before I find you the referral? That's what they'll do. Blake, you just completed a client's project but forgot to mention the referral. Yeah, just email them. Blake, email them afterwards. In fact, Blake, wait until you get to the end of the project. Oh, no, you have. You've said you completed. Yeah, Blake, go for it. You can contact them 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month, whenever you want. It's called customer relationship, right? You might contact them in 3 months' time. Hey, just check in. Are you okay? Is there anything you wanted to revisit or change at all? Did you want to re-look at your keywords or how you're ranking? These are upsells, but you do it in a very humanized, real, nice way. Not, hey, I noticed that you've got a phone number but no website. Do you want a website? I find that is what I call desperate. That is what I call the desperate mode of trying to get clients. You go down, oh, I've got a list of 10 businesses, right? None of them have got a website. I'm going to call all of them. I'm going to use the same script. Do you want a website? Do you want a website? Do you want a website? One of them might bite. So Blake called 10. One wanted a website. None were upset that I called. Many actually liked it. The thing is, though, Blake, if you're local, this is where you can get away with it to a point. So, when you're local, to a point, it can work for you to a point. And they might remember you, right? They might remember you. But I always say it comes to a point. And you can't keep relying on just that way of doing it. Chilster, do you think it's unethical to ask clients for a 5-star review? Yes, it is. All you ask them for is a review. You don't tell them to give you a 5-star. You say to them, please give a genuine, honest review. Okay? Give them a genuine review. Whenever we've asked for a review, I can tell you now, whenever we've asked for one, we always get 5-star. One person gave 4-star. And I said to him, oh, just to double check, what was the 4-star for? And he goes, oh, I don't like to give 5-star. And I was like, flipping heck, mate. He goes, I never like to give 5-star. I always give 4. And I was like, ugh. But anyway, Mia, pinned intro. Is it possible to tell how you're pinned to? Yeah, do you know something, Mia, actually? I'm actually going to say, yeah, don't go down the Pinterest route anymore. I do think that that is more suited for businesses like interior design, designing stuff, right? Logos, graphical design. I think for websites, the Pinterest route is a bit of a dead duck. I wouldn't really do it. I do think it can work well for if you are an interior designer or you create craft stuff, then I think it's good, but I wouldn't do that. Yeah, just checking the comments in here. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, when we first start off, right, okay, you are going to work with the cheap client. You got to build up a profile, a portfolio, reviews, reputation. Know where you sit in the world of websites as well. Know what you're comfortable with as well. And then you start to up your prices and work with higher paying clients and stuff like that. And then your mindset changes and you notice a change as well. I can tell you now that when we built websites for people that were like £200, we're going back a long time, right? £200, they were not the greatest clients. They want everything for nothing. You know, oh, I want this, I want that, change that. You know, when you start working with higher payer clients, they understand the process more. They understand the content, the collation, the resources, the timeline. When you work with a cheap client, do they care about the start date, the discovery call? We're going to do this, do this, do this. They just want it done, don't they? Just get it done. I'm going to pay you, just get it done. Yeah, as soon as possible, get it done. You sort the content out, you sort the images out. In fact, I haven't even got a logo. Sort the logo out. All I can tell you is the name of the business and the domain. This is what I do. Sort it out for me. That's all they do. That is all they do. Right? Higher paying clients, more control kicks in. They've already paid someone to do the headlines and the content. They've already thought about their keywords. They're looking at their competition. They've got a really well-designed logo. They've got a color branding. They've probably already paid someone who's pulled over a pack of the typography, the sizes, all of that. Different kettle of fish. Different breed. Completely. I mean, what I would say, look, all I'm going to say, yeah, is if cold calling works for you, go for it. Doesn't work for me, but then that's just me. But if it works for you, go for it. By the way, anything I say here is just my opinion. So always go with what works for you. Always do what works for you, all right? If it works for you, go for it. I agree, Pez. You want long-term clients. Oh, I just trimmed. Look, I haven't trimmed for 3 weeks, I think. And it was starting to now get very bushy. And it was like, you know, bits sticking out everywhere. And I was like, oh, forget it, I'm trimming. I just wanted to trim. I actually got the haircut 3 weeks ago. Haircut was 3 weeks ago. And I've just trimmed. That's basically it. That is it. In fact, I had a big KFC Saturday night, people. 10 hot wings. Oh yeah, baby. And a tub of coleslaw, which is full of carbs. But hey, I did it anyway. Do you know something? What was quite funny? Should I tell you something that was quite funny? So today I went to the chemist in the morning after dropping off my son to pick up my tablets, right? I went in and they asked me my date of birth. I said, no, I'm here to pick up tablets, you know, Imran Siddiq, my name. And they went and got the tablets. And then they said, can you give us the date of birth? And I went, you know, 1978. And I literally heard someone behind me kind of go, huh, like that. They literally were like, huh. And the person who was serving me was like, is this for your dad? I went, no, it's for me. And you could see them look at me like, huh. You know, because I'm pretty sure the person on the other end was younger than me, but she looked twice as old. I'm just putting that story out there. Andrew, what is your strategy when you offer SEO? Right, okay, so Andrew, here's my strategy, right? And Brian's kind of putting some good stuff there. What you want to do is kind of almost look at their business and then do a search on Google for other businesses that would fit that niche area. Where are they ranking? Are there any local businesses on Google? Where are they ranking? What are their keywords? SEMrush, loads of ways you can find out the keywords, right? What are their keywords? How can you promote what this business can do? Sitemap, indexing, search console, analytics, all of this stuff, right? But what Brian says is very true as well. You know, how deep do you want to go? How deep do you want to go into Uranus? Do you know what? Something's Raptor. You've got to take a leap of faith. You've got to take a leap of faith. So here's what I'm going to say to you, right? What would you like to be earning? Let's say you want to be earning $1,000 and you're currently charging $250 per website. Make the leap to 500. When you start getting clients at 500, now make the leap to 1,000. Don't go 250, 500, 750. No. Start there. After 3 jobs, get to 500. After 3 more jobs, get to 1,000, right? 5 or 6 steps. Go for it. Take a leap of faith. Look at what you're good at. Can you back it up? Have you got testimonials? If your client wants to contact a previous client, could they do that? Are they going to find you? What is there about you on social media? What is your reputation? How have you put yourself across? Have you got a website and a portfolio? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you seen as an expert? Are you seen as someone people would want to work with? That is all going to help you to back up. If, however, you don't really have a profile or reputation and you're coming in at $1,000, that's where you're going to struggle. We all got to start somewhere, but then you got to scale up, right? Don't wait for 20 jobs before you get to your sweet spot. What is the sweet spot? Right? What do you want to be earning? How do you value your time? And when you know how much you value your time, someone might say, hey, I only want to work with you for 1 hour. Right. Pro rata it. What is your value for 1 hour? Hamro Mile. I look awfully younger for my age. How old are you, Hamro? How old are you? I'm 44. But how old are you? John, I've told you this before as well, yeah. Do you know what irritates me the most? Do you know what used to irritate me the most? Is when someone comes into a room and goes, oh, I need someone young to help me out with some boxes. And there's people younger than me in the room and they straight away look to me. And the biggest insult I ever got, and I did not like this, yeah, was when someone walked into our office once, right? This was in Leicester. This was about 7 years ago. Someone walked in and one of my staff members must have been like, I don't know, mid-50s, right? They went straight up to him and went, hi, I want to talk about a project to do with NHS analytics. Can you help us out? Can you advise? And I sat there and this other member of staff, Steve, he basically said to the person, I think you need to talk to him. He's the head of department. And this guy turned, looked at me, looked back at Steve and looked at me again. Was like, oh, okay. And then he came over to me. And I found that so insulting. You walk in the office and you instantly went to the guy who's got grey, white hair. But you didn't, I was actually the nearest one. He walked past me, didn't even say hi to me, went straight over to the end of the room to go speak to Steve. It was a bit insulting and a little bit funny as well. Hey, Andrew, look, if you know what you can do for SEO and what you can offer, kick the imposter syndrome to the curb. Do you know what, Blake? I think you should. I mean, cold calling in your arsenal is fine as a last resort, I think. Yeah. Hey, Melissa, hope you're okay. Yeah, I mean, look, and by the way, don't just use LinkedIn to post stuff. You got to respond to people, build up your reputation, build up your expertise or your level of expertise. So I like to post quite a lot on social media. I don't always just post articles. No, links to our videos. I sometimes post good advice as well, and I'm sure some of you have seen it about how to feel good, how to work better, working from home, good practices. I like to share a lot of that. Not a lot of people read it. But if ever they are approached by me or I comment on anything they've written, they'll hopefully remember me. I'm no longer a stranger, right? How many times have you put a post out and someone goes, "Oh, that's really funny"? You don't know who they are. If you see them more and more, you start to associate with them in a pretty good way. Ah, bless you, Brian. I bet you'd be a good 42er. Hey, Jimmy, look, Jimmy, you've been busy, mate. You've been busy moving. You know, you're dancing. Your work as well, right? You know, you do design websites, don't forget, and graphics and stuff as well, and other jobs and stuff, right? So you got stuff going on, and I always feel like having all of you here is so amazing because it means we can share in comments, you know, and I know it's me talking all the time, but, you know, we can talk about experiences and what are my thoughts, whether you agree or disagree, that's entirely okay. But I would always say that if any of you are busy, you should not be here. You should be doing your work. You should be out there getting clients. You should be out there redoing your portfolio and your website, putting things that you hear and see into practice, okay? But I do feel like every day there's always something, there's a topic, there's always something to learn. I mean, right now the topic is me, day 2, no food. No food, just... It's technically water, okay? It's technically water with Soda Stream, okay? Pepsi Max Soda Stream, but it's just water. So I've not eaten since Saturday, roughly 9 p.m-ish. And Saturday, that evening, I had some big hunker-dunker KFC. You know, hot wing over here. Lovely Life, you want to review costs and charges. How long do you think it should take for you to do that in between and what some of the factors are should call for the price? Well, love your life, reputation. Let me tell you now, okay? Let me tell you now. So some people contact me and they go, we would love you to do a video review of our plugin, right? I then say to them, I used to just do it for free. I go, yeah, don't worry, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem. Now I say to them, if I am already using your plugin, I'll just do it because I know this is a great plugin. If, however, I've never used... No, there's no sugar in here, Sergio. Pepsi Max has 0 sugar. There's no sugar. There's no sugar at all. Zilch. There's no sugar in there. It is zilch. I'm a low sugar person anyway. So back to Love Your Life. Yeah, sorry, yeah. If I've never used your plugin or theme before or your solution, you're going to have to pay for my time to look at it, record it, edit and release. And I often say to them, here's the cost. And a lot of them don't want to know. They kind of go, oh, we're not going to pay that or whatever. Oh, you're not worth that or whatever. You know, oh, unless you guarantee that I'm going to get like 1,000 views, I don't want to know about it. No, what was it? So someone contacted me yesterday. I told them the price and they've said, unless you can guarantee 15,000 views, we don't want to know. And I was like, forget that then. I'm not going to reply to you. Because you can never guarantee views. Anyone who says you can guarantee views is talking rubbish. And what I say is that when your reputation and your value and demand goes up, why would you not increase your prices? So to go back to Love Your Life, are you in demand, Love Your Life? You don't have to answer this. Think about this internally. Are people contacting you who want to work with you? Yes or no? Are you getting high demand? Are you seeing a increase in the caliber and the breed of client? People who know what they want? If so, up your prices, right? Okay. Look at every product out there. Okay. Look at all the products out there. Are you really telling me Nike Air trainers are worth $100? How much did it actually cost to make that trainer? So why are they charging $100? Why? Because you could get another trainer which probably does still have cushions in it and whatever little features, and that might only be $20. So why are you paying $100 for something? Oh, you're paying for the name. Gotcha. Why are you paying for the name? Oh, because it's in demand. People like it. You build up your reputation and your profile to where people want to work with you. Why shouldn't you up your prices? Because that's how it works. Look at cars. Come on, right? Look at cars. I bet the cost to build a BMW can't be that much far off, I reckon. You know, forget the engineer, forget the factory. If they were all built in the same place, I bet the cost to build like a basic car and a BMW, right, yeah, wouldn't be that far off. But why does one charge X amount compared to another? Demand. People want it. That's how a lot of it works out. Brian, have you thought about putting together a video on WordPress of all the settings to change on a new install, like zeroing out? Do you know what, Brian? I did do that a while ago. I'm pretty sure we did that a while ago, but you might be right. It might be time to redo that one. So I'll just make a note of that one again. Thank you for the reminder, Brian. In fact, I did it a while ago. So, yeah, I think you're right. We'll do another one of that. I think we should do that. I'll do a more updated one, especially when I talk about some of the other settings that maybe are new that I now cover off as well. I will talk about that. So just hang fire, Brian. Okay, just hang fire on that. Maybe on Wednesday. Okay? Hey, look, you take care, Andrew. You take care. Watch out for your wife, but you take care. Yeah, exactly, Sergio. Marketing. But the same thing is, yeah. So here's the clever bit, yeah, Sergio. You've hit the nail on the head. So Nike, with their very clever marketing. So when I'm telling a lot of you, get out there on social media, I'm on social media quite a bit. What do you think I'm doing? My intention is to help people. But at the same time, I'm out there on YouTube, I'm out there on Facebook, I'm out there on LinkedIn, I'm out there on Twitter. What do you think is the net effect of that? Yes, I want to help. And of course I'm helping, because I'm not just putting out a post. I've spent time researching, creating solutions, doing videos, working with people. Someone has a question, I go in and go, oh, let's have a look at your URL. I'm not just fake. I'm not faking it. I am real. But what is the net effect of me doing all of that? Marketing. It's marketing. I'm out there, right? Exposure in a good way, okay? I am exposing myself in a good way. Au natural, okay? I'm exposing it. You're out there marketing. Which is why I say to a lot of people, if you're thinking about starting a business in web design or selling shoes or dentistry or selling clothes or food or whatever, logo design, SEO, whatever, get out there now. Get out there now, right? Start sharing what you know. Start sharing what you can do. Start sharing what's coming, the hype. You build it up. Marketing. Why do you think we have movie trailers? Why do we have them? The movie's not even out for 6 or 7 months. You put a trailer out. What are you doing that for? You're building up hype. A lot of places, when they're bringing out new jewelry or perfume or whatever, you get snippets of what's coming, right? You get snippets of what's coming. to build up the interest, to build up the conversion, to build up the lead. So utilize social media to showcase what you can do, what you can offer, the expertise. Remember, it's really key that you come across as an expert, because just because you've built 100 websites, who cares? Are you an expert, right? Because you could say I've built 100 websites and I go, yeah, but they're all shit. Well, someone thinks they're shit. So what? But have you brought something to the table that's like, wow, I like the look of this. Right, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. On LinkedIn, there are so many people doing SEO posts, you know, about how to make things go viral, all of that. I see them all the time. But the ones that stand out are the ones that explain it in a different way. And it doesn't have to be a video. It can be a slideshow. But they do it in a, what's the word? A more accessible way. I don't have to think too much. I scan it, read it, get it. Boom, move on. It's not a massive article. Oh my God, I got to read 1,000 words here. Ugh, get to the point. So just look at what other people are doing. Make it your own. Make it your own, okay? Yeah, don't worry, Brian. Brian, I totally get what you're asking for, and I will look at that. Okay, Brian, don't worry, mate. I will look at that. Yeah, Michael, improving your brand. Hey, take care, Maddie. Brian, discontinuing marketing to save money is like unplugging. Yeah, wow, you are so right, Brian. I lose about 30 to 45 minutes every morning when I start to schedule social media posts. 30 minutes to 45 minutes. But that's my exposure opportunity. So it's not wasted. It's investing my time in marketing.
I'm not sure I understand.
Whoa. I've recorded 3 videos today and edited them. That took off 2 hours of my time. I still need to do the cover art and upload. That will be another half an hour of my time. That's 2.5 hours for a total of, and I can tell you now, it's going to be roughly about 14 minutes worth of content. 2.5 hours of my life for 14 minutes worth of content, 3 videos. It's not a waste of time. I've invested to help you out, so you gain from it, and my marketing exposure. So when you do all of that, it can start to work out for you. What are the most effective marketing strategies? Sharing good practice. Talk about web design. Talk about what's good for web design. Talk about what you shouldn't do. Talk about how you can help people out with their SEO and their Google rankings. Replying to people. I mean, if you build websites for WooCommerce, right? Find businesses that sell stuff. Someone who is selling whatever. Comment. Build a relationship. Don't fake it. And they might remember you when they need a website. Yeah, it is. You are right, Dee. There are sweeteners in it. There are sweeteners in there. But I can tell you now, okay, that in 2012, when I switched from drinking full fat Coke to Coke Zero, the amount of weight I dropped in like 1 week was unbelievable. It was almost scary. People thought I had an illness in 1 week, what I dropped. It was like, what? Because I went from full fat Coke to Coke Zero. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad it's working, Raptor. I'm hoping what you get out of these live chats is something, the light bulb. Right? I want the light bulb moment. I want you to sort of go, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. And there's no harm in you looking at what other people do, taking it and redoing it in your way. Because at the end of the day, all right, okay, no one owns SEO. No one owns the fact that you do viral posting, you do keywords like this. No one owns it. Just look at what other people are doing and redo it in your way. Mid-journey your entire existence right now, okay? Awais says, how can I center align the checkbox within text? So what you got to do, Awais, is right-click it inspect it, get the exact class name or ID for it, and then you need to put center. You need to basically put in some CSS code, and then you put center, align. You go to align, center, or was it center? One of those two. You might need to do a check on the CSS, but what you could do. I mean, by the way, Awais. I mean, I don't know. I could be I'm gonna try something here, and I could be completely wrong. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. I'll do it live once I know I'm into it. So if you're still here, Awais, I'll come back to you. Thoughts on doing random live reviews on websites to share my knowledge? You could do, Raptor, but then again, you have to think right about your clients. Even if you blur out the details, are they going to like that? You got to think about your clients. Are they going to like that? Even when you blur it out. Well, the thing is, right, love your life, okay? Here's what you got to think about. Even if you're not ranking high, you got to remember, though, ranking high for web designers is quite difficult, all right? Can be difficult, okay? Because often, right, our keywords can be quite broad, to be honest, right? They can be quite broad, right? So, focus on more what you can do for them. Focus on more on what you can do and show them examples of where you have actually helped someone rank high. Because if you're saying you can do it, show them someone you've helped rank high. Right, okay, now, Awais, I don't know if you are still there, right, but Awais basically said, here we go, we're going to go to ChatGPT. So we're going to say, okay, so his question was, yeah, I've got the AI PRM, and I did a video on that last week. So I'm going to take what, so Oasis' question is how to center align checkbox with text inside of, can't type here, can I? Whoa, go away. Elemental form. Let's see what it says. It might not really have it. So here's one solution. I mean, look, this is the other thing I would say. A lot of the times when you start to ask questions, why don't you just go and ask ChatGPT? The ARPRM, we did that video on, I think it was Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. Go back to our channel and look at that video there. Hey, Abhishek, how are you doing? How are you doing? Right, here you go. So basically it says, oh, I don't think this is going to work. Click on the field you want to align, checkbox, click the advanced tab in the edit field panel. Under layout, select block. No, I don't think this is going to work. I don't think this is going to work. So what no, this is not. This is where ChatGPT can actually be a bit weird, right? I am referring to the check box field in the form and not an extra widget. Right, let's see what we get here. Let's see if it does anything else, right, okay? Yeah, I mean, ranking a new website in digital marketing, like Emmanuel says, is very, very tough work unless you got strong domain authority, good backlinks, and stuff like that, okay? So you got to kind of like think about it. Yeah, but Awais, did you refresh the page, Awais? Did you refresh the page? Refresh. Maybe on the 4th or 5th or 6th time, you will get in. So I don't think this is not really doing it right. So I'm just going to say you are a dumbass. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So ChatGPT normally is good, but I think here what you've got to do is you've got to right-click, inspect it. Have you right-clicked and inspected, Awais? You know, have you right-click, inspected, and then put in some CSS or something to push it over. If not, I think you should give that a go first of all, okay? Have a go doing that. But you're also going to have to think about wrapping as well. So you're going to have to think about, well, how does it look on the mobile? So are you going to use an @media kind of thing? Please open your website. What do you mean, open my website? What do you mean, open my website? Why do I want to open my website always? Why would I want to do that? Not sure what you mean by open your website. We are down to the last 4 minutes today, everyone, because I'm going to go and do some further work and basically sort some stuff out. I mean, I got a few client emails that have come in, one related to the project or the job we did on Saturday with regards to assessing someone's back end and their homepage front end. Yeah. Yeah, the 2-minute warning is already here. The same issue in my website. What do you mean in my website? Sorry, Awais, I'm not understanding. Right, so you're saying go to my website. I'm not sure what do you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you... Yes, you're talking about this, but I don't care about it always. This is like a non-problem for me. Yes, this is not centered, but I haven't enabled it. You know, if you want, right, you could go in, right, you can inspect it, okay? You're then going to get the ID for it and all of that. Okay, so look, if I go over here, just to double check it was that one, right? You're going to have all of these IDs. You see all these? You're going to have to start doing some classy work there with CSS. And if I'm really honest, right, is it really blatantly like worth it? Is it really, is it like, is it a showstopper? It's not a showstopper at all. This is not a showstopper at all. So this is not a problem, Awais. I know about that. I don't care about that. This is where you have to sometimes, though, right, take a step back, okay? How much time are you going to invest looking into that? And I'll tell you what, Awais, if you pay me a couple of hours work, I'll get you a better solution and I'll look at your website and give you the full code for it. But you got to weigh it up. You've got to weigh it up, okay? You got to weigh it up. How much time is it worth investing? How much of a showstopper is it? Is this for you or your client? And if your client now says, oh, I want this, well, did you ever say to them it will be bang on center? If you never did and now they want it bang on center, that's where you go, look, that's going to take extra work because out the box, this is how it looks. Out the box, this is how it looks. This is how it is for everyone. Now, if you want me to invest time to fix that, there's a bit of extra payment for that. Okay, take care, everyone. Take care, Jimmy, Dee, Mia, Brian, Michael, Gary, Mark, Melissa, Abhishek, Razu. Who else did we have in here? George was in here. Raptor X was in here earlier. Pez. Maddie was here, but she went earlier. Andrew went earlier. John Fairist, Brian Harper, Michael Forster, Sergio. I think I've covered off nearly everyone that was on here off memory. And I'm trying to... D, did I say goodbye to D? Okay, look, take care, everyone. I'm going to jump off now. I've got other stuff to do. If you've not hit like, please do hit like. I will be back tomorrow. I'm scheduled to be back at 4 p.m. I might have to shift that to be 5 p.m. because I've got a meeting with someone now that might happen at that same time. So I might be a little bit later at 5 p.m. UK time, which might work really well for some of you. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye. Take care. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Pepsi Max because I really am feeling the strain of no food for 2 days. Okay.